What's going on, everybody? Video number 2. I'm gonna keep on trying to make this like a weekly thing, maybe 1 or 2 a week. We'll see what happens. But first and foremost, I would like to thank everybody who has watched my videos, subscribed, commented. It's definitely encouragement to keep on doing this, to making these videos, to share what I've learned, and to make communication, make a community within this freeformers, dreadlocks, dreadheads, whatever have you. So yeah, again, thank you. It's been very encouraging. Um, but anyways, I want to get to this video. I know a lot of people suggested that I make a video about my regimen, what I put in my hair, what I do to my hair, what I don't do to my hair. But I wanted to get this out the way first because I don't know last week someone said something to me, or actually asked me a question that just really it didn't yeah, it kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. He asked me if I smoke weed. Um, yeah. I mean, I guess it comes with the territory. It shouldn't, but I guess it's a stereotype of anyone who has dreads or anyone who looks like this. But yeah, there's been a shit ton of questions I've been asked, and I just want to address those questions, get it off my chest. Maybe you've gone through the same exact thing, but anyways, here we go. Question number 1: Are you a Rastafarian? Are you a Muslim?
What up, Rastaman?
Yeah, man. You from Jamaica, ain't you? Are you mixed? No, I am not a Rastafarian. I actually don't know too much about the Rastafarian movement, except for a few minor details like Ethiopia, of course, Jamaica, Marcus Garvey. A little bit. I like to dabble in religions, movements, spiritual philosophies. Um, but no, I'm not Rastafarian. If anything, I guess I'm more of a eclectic, meaning that I I believe that there is one message, and we started off as one people, and there was one higher power. He gave us this one message, and as people spawned and spread across the face of the earth, that I guess that message was lost either in translation uh, from one language to another, or it was lost on purpose. So I guess it was left out to either oppress people, to enslave people, that such, which we're hopefully all well aware of actually happens. So I tend to look at different religions, different movements, and try and take out the I can't talk. Try and take out the similarities between these different religions and try and piece them together. Question number 2: Got any weed, man? Say, my nigga, you smoke weed? You smoke weed, don't you? No, actually, I don't. Nigga, why you lying? Seriously, I do not smoke weed. I mean, shit, if you would have asked me about 2, 3 years ago if I did, I would probably say yeah, depending on who you were, of course. But, back in the days, I was a certified pothead. I guess it, I guess it's an association people make with the dreadlocks and Bob Marley. As far as dreadlocks go, the most popular person people can think of with dreadlocks is Bob Marley, and the Rastafarian movement and the connection that they have with the consumption of marijuana. Um, so no, I don't smoke weed, even though I do have freeform dreadlocks. I do not partake in marijuana at all. I am an advocate for it, for the legalization, um, for recreational purposes, for industrial purposes, for medical purposes. Um, Marijuana, in my opinion, should is is a is a fix to society down there. The medical benefits are documented. The medical benefits are numerous. You have everything from anxiety to depression to to asthma. It fucking blew my mind when I found this out, but marijuana can alleviate the effects of asthma. It's an anti-inflammatory, which, as you have an asthma attack, it's inflammation of the bronchial tubes, which is why you can't breathe. And marijuana, as an anti-inflammatory, it opens up the bronchial tubes again, and also it opens it up. Have you ever smoked and then all of a sudden it's like an opening. Your chest starts to open a lot more. It's easier to breathe. Well, that's because I don't know what chemical it is, but some chemical in marijuana expands your bronchial tubes for the purposes of inhaling more marijuana, more of the active ingredients in it. So it helps with asthma. It helps with chemotherapy. People who have cancer are going through chemotherapy. It reduces the nausea associated with it. AIDS, it increases your appetite. Waist syndrome, it increases your appetite. And anorexics, so many different ailments it can conquer. And that's just the medical benefits. You have your industrial benefits. You have your paper, parchment, whatever have you. I'm pretty sure they could find out some way to make a biodegradable plastic from, or a biodegradable film that you can use like plastic from marijuana. You can use marijuana to build a house. Instead of clearing all these forests in South America and clearing all these trees and destroying massive amounts of life, instead of doing that, you can grow fields of marijuana and build a house. It just blows my mind. I mean, you can do all the research you want to do. Some people call it conspiracy theories, but there are reasons why marijuana is illegal, and it's not the reason why the government is telling you. It's not gonna make you crazy unless you were genetically predisposed to being bipolar or schizophrenic. It's not going to make you crazy. So thinking about it, as far as the medical purposes go, the U.S. government is telling us that marijuana has no medical benefits. I mean, as a class 1 drug, it is classified as having no medical benefits, which is crazy. Because when you think about it, and if you remember, there's a drug called Marinol, which is a cannabinoid. It's a synthetic, a man-made version of cannabinoids, which, tetrahydrocannabinol delta 9, or I can't remember. It's THC delta 9. Marinol is a synthetic, man-made version of that. Something that God created, something that God put on earth for every man to use. But our government is telling us that THC has no medical benefits whatsoever, and yet they are giving money to universities and money to institutions to make a synthetic man-made version of it. Now, if there's no medical benefit whatsoever, then why are you making it? Why are you selling it to people? I mean, just do your research, and you'll realize how ludicrous the prohibition of marijuana is. As far as another industry which it'll affect, but adversely, which isn't a bad thing. It will essentially, most likely, I mean, I can't put it for certain on this, but it will probably bankrupt the private prison industry. You know, most prisons are private industries. You know, you look at any prison nowadays, and there is an exec board running this prison. In other words, people are making money on imprisoning people. That doesn't sound too too different from slavery, if you ask me. I mean, shit. This is even uh, those they even have stocks in Wall Street. Think about that shit. Basically, what it boils down to is, if it's legalized, how are you gonna make money off of it? Excuse me. How are you gonna make money off of it? If it's legalized, how are you gonna tax it? You can tax it like cigarettes, but if I'm not mistaken, even growing your own tobacco is not illegal. It's not encouraged, but it's not illegal. So you can, with the marijuana, you can grow your own paper, your own rope, your own your own source of protein, your own medicine for a long list of ailments. You know, so by growing your own marijuana and making marijuana legal, that is going to cut deep, deep into the pockets of so many industries: the medical industry, the private, the private shit. I can't even get it out. The private prison industry. Most offenders in jail right now are drug offenders, people who are selling or people who are using. I mean, if you make marijuana legal, there ain't gonna be there ain't gonna be nobody in prison. So you know, like I said, man, do your research, and you'll realize that once you do your research, you will lift the veil off your eyes and see shit for the way it is and why it is. Marijuana can seriously change a lot of things, but no, I don't smoke weed. A little longer than I wanted it, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short here, and I'll post part two either tomorrow or Monday. But yeah, if anybody's ever asked you something silly, crazy, off the wall, um, post what they said, what your reaction was down below. And y'all definitely get at y'all later. Peace. Much love, fam.